After having spoken yesterday on how to get along with a man, I got a lot of calls from my friends and acquaintances who knew me, who knows me well, and hear my talks. That today I must speak, I must share my experiences on what woman wants in a man they marry. And this topic, since on my research work on PhD was on interacting with lots of ladies, so I'm going to share my experience on all those married women I've spoken and what virtues they have said, what they look into the man uh, who had married out, those who before marriage what they were looking in the husband. So for all the virtues as told to me by them, it is difficult to cover up all in just next 7, 8 to 9 minutes or 10 minutes. So of all the virtues which has been told by them to me, I shall talk today about 7 common and most essential virtues. Every woman looks into the man they marry. My friend, the first and the most important virtue or the quality which tops the list of those 7 virtues is tenderness. This is the quality women most appreciate in the men they love. And unfortunately or incidentally, this is the quality certain that it is the quality that is shot among all the men all over the world. One wife tells me that if only my husband could whisper, "I love you," just once in a while, with a long sigh, it conveys it all. The degree, the importance of being tender, or the quality of tenderness. My friend, the trouble is that our society trains its men to keep their emotions under strict control. Mard ko dard nahi hota. All this meaningless attitudes propagated from time immemorial. Seemingly, this doesn't go well with the kind of outflowing warmth that our women need. Yet they want their men to be strong too. So, my friend, tenderness is the first and foremost quality every woman looks into the man they want to marry or they will marry. The second quality comes is courtesy. Women often complain that their men, once courtship is over, lapse into a boorish indifference. If he would only show me as much consideration as he does complete strangers. One woman said, when we are alone, he forgets all his manners. Bad manners in a husband's behavior towards his wife are inexcusable. But again, there is an interesting cultural conflict. In our time, women have asserted their independence and denounced the traditional concept of the female as the weaker sex. Is it possible that in sighing for the gallantry of an earlier age, women want the advantage of both their new and their former roles? The next quality after the courtesy, I would say, is sociability. The wives complain that their men are poor companions. They come home from work and lapse into a bored silence. Once the meal is over, they seek the company of other men or sit with their eyes glued on TV or their mobiles or get stuck in the quagmire of the social media. The most bitter complaints are from the wives who say that their husbands are scintillating when they are with other people but utterly dull at home. These unhappy women, my friend, do not ask why they lack the capacity to draw out the social graces that their husband undeni- undeniably possess. Next quality, very important, is understanding. How delighted a woman is when a husband anticipates her every need, remembers anniversaries of important occasions, and gives her exactly what she wants for her birthday. What wives are seeking here is recognition of their womanhood and of the difference this implies. The woman knows that her basic role in her relationship with her husband, from the most superficial to the deepest level, is that of response. Unless he can act in ways that bring out her responsiveness, she cannot function as a woman. Therefore, she wants to be assured that he recognizes her femininity and understands the peculiarities of temperament and mood that go with it. The next virtue is equally important, that is fairness. Many wives complain that their husbands keep them short of money while making liberal provisions for their own indulgences, or that they gamble about the quality of the food or the furnishing of the home without seeming to realize that the wife is doing all that she can be done with the allowances she is given. The story for the ladies who are earning is little different. What lies behind this complaint, I think, is the feeling many wives have that their husbands unconsciously treat them as inferior beings, or that they exercise their role head of the house unjustly. Equally most important virtue next is loyalty. One wife puts it like this: when my husband and I are out with others, he is continuously making fun of me, ridiculing me, humiliating me. That doesn't make a good marriage. Another complains that her husband criticizes her in the front of children. Women have traditionally been a vulnerable position in relation to their men, who have usually been physically stronger, economically strong, and socially more powerful. Thus, it has always been important for a wife to feel that the husband won't let her down. My friend, the next virtue is very essential, and that is honesty. The wife who catches her husband concealing the truth from her can no longer feel secure. If she knows he lies, she is soon wondering what he is doing, where he is going, and whom he is seeing when he is out of her sight. Her real fear is that there may be some other woman in his life. A close relationship like marriages become unworkable if it is not based on truthful and straightforward communications between husbands and wife, my friend. Remember, it is interesting that the qualities I have just talked about are of basically two different types. The first four are concerned with the man's attitude and approach to his wife. The last three are concerned with the man himself, his integrity, his character. Two kinds of qualities are, however, my friend, very closely linked. It is inconceivable that a man who is by his nature unjust, unreliable, and dishonest could in any real and sustained way be tender, courteous, companionable, and understanding towards his wife. Two contradictory qualities, not possible, my friend. Remember, these women are really saying that the perfect husband is good man who knows how to express love. If all men, I wish, were like this, then the most marital problems would cease to exist. For that matter, I can take the liberty to say, if all men and women were like this, then most human problems would cease to exist. Thank you very much.